So good morning, my dear students. Welcome to English class again. Okay. So this is Sukan sir. I think no need to give my address again and again. So get ready for the class. What was taught previous class? Okay. So just have a glance, the flashback of the topic. What was taught previously. You know, our piece of the approach is going on. That is my greatest Olympic prize, and I have completed unit 1 and unit 2. Today we are going to start unit 3. So just before starting unit 3, I would like to reconnect you with the previous classes. You know what is unit 1? Unit 1 is about Adolf Hitler and how in 1936 Olympic game was started in Berlin, and Hitler insisted his players that they were the member of master race. But Jesse Owens, the writer of this topic, he was not worried at all, because he had trained, he had sweated, he had disciplined for long 6 years. That's why he was not worried at all. He was full of confidence. Okay, while he was going on the board, he thought that definitely he would snatch 1 or 2 gold medals, at least one in long jump. But when he saw Lance Armstrong, a tall, handsome man, could easily jump 26 feet in his first attempt, in his first trial, he got little bit startled. He got little bit surprised to see Lance Armstrong. And later he came to know that Lance Armstrong was kept by Hitler secretly, and it made me angry. He became curious to know about the way of Hitler. No doubt he had set the world record of 26.8 quarter inches. Still he got little bit worried after seeing Lance Armstrong. And he determined to beat Lance Armstrong at any cost, and wanted to show Darth Vader or Hitler that Jesse Owens was not inferior to Lance Armstrong, or American Negroes were not inferior to master race or Aryan superiority theory or Hitler's ideology. So this is all about unit 1. We have already completed, and let me again revise you unit 2. Unit 2 is nothing but when the real game started, an athlete was given 3 chances to qualify in his trial. But unfortunately, Jesse Owens could not qualify in his first attempt and in his second attempt. Why? You know the reason? Because of anger. It is said that anger is the worst enemy of an athlete. An athlete cannot concentrate on his game if he gets angry. That's why all coaches advise the athlete not to get angry. Owens was not so exception. So when he disqualified in his first and second trials, he felt very disgusted. He thought that his coming from 3,000 miles was going to spoil, and he thought that he was making himself fool. So he disgustedly kicked the ground. At the same time, somebody had come and touched on his shoulders. When he just looked back, he saw that Lance Armstrong, this German long jumper, and the trump card of Hitler. At first he felt very nervous. Because of Lance Armstrong, he was doing mistakes. Again and again he was doing mistakes. But why that man has come and also touched his hand on his shoulder? But he could discover the friendly eyes of Lance Armstrong. His eyes were very friendly, and he also asked for a firm handshake. The first dialogue of Lance Armstrong, I think I have not met before. This is the first time we are meeting. I am Lance Armstrong. Okay. So he became nervous and said, "How are you?" Owens asked Lance Armstrong, "How are you?" Lance Armstrong got confused that in this situation, the person is asking me, "How are you?" So he said, "I am fine. But I want to know why you are not getting qualified. In first attempt and second attempt you failed. So what is the reason? Actually, he wanted to know the fact. But Jesse Owens, the American athlete, he did not say the fact. He tried to hide his nervousness. He tried to hide the fact. He could not say anything else. He could not say anything else. That's why Lance Long took the pain to reassure Jesse Owens. Took the pain to reassure Jesse Owens. I know the reason something must be eating you. I'm sure that something is your anger. So my brother, Jesse Owens, if you think that I am a Nazi, yes, I am a Nazi. I have been schooled in Nazi. I have been kept by Hitler. But I don't like the ideology of Hitler. I don't like Aryan supremacy theory at all. Just I am an athlete. I always give more and more focus on my game rather than anything else. So when Owens heard this statement, he became very relaxed. Both of them laughed for a few minutes. They laughed and laughed. Because Lance Long was looking like a person of Nazi, what was expected by Jesse Owens, but later on he found that he was not a strong supporter of Nazi, but just he was a genuine player. He was a genuine athlete. Besides this, Lance Long also gave him a trick. Owens brother, why don't you draw a line just before the takeoff board? And you should aim your line while you take your jump from your line, not the takeoff board. Yes, brother, I know I can qualify easily. But I don't want to draw a line a few inches. I'm sure I will draw a line full foot behind the takeoff board. Then he jumped from the takeoff board and easily qualified in his third trials. Okay, so this is all about Unit 2. So have you got Unit 1 and Unit 2? Any doubt regarding this? So I have given this class Unit 1 and Unit 2, but no doubts came from your side. No doubt came from your side till today. Okay, so don't worry. If you have any doubt, I will definitely give my phone number. You can ask me directly. If you cannot get any lines, so my phone number 9692 666 999. At any moment you can call me. Okay, 9692 666 999. Suppose you cannot get any sentence, you can call me. Okay, if you call, then I will give my WhatsApp number for doubt clearance. If you are getting, it's okay. My dear students, let us start Unit 3. You know the situation. Because of Lance Long, Owens was qualified. If Owens disqualified in his third attempt, he might not have played the real game. Perhaps Lance Long might have won. So let us start the Unit 3. Suppose you have book. If you have book, open the page number 54. That night, I walked over to Lance Long's room in the Olympic Village to thank him. That night, this story occurs during daytime. That night, he decided to go. He decided to go to Lance Long's room to thank him. Because Jesse Owens realized that because of Lance Long, he was qualified today. So it is the general courtesy to say thank you. To say thank you. So he didn't miss that chance. Okay, he also showed the real humanity. So that night he walked over to Lance Long's room. There was no good communication. That's why he had to walk. Don't think that Lance Long's room was far away from Jesse Owens' room. No. Lance Long's room was in Olympic Village. In Olympic Village. So what is Olympic Village? Actually, a temporary village is established before Olympic Games. Temporary rooms are also established. There, the athletes or sportsmen stay for a period of time, that is till the end of Olympic Games. So this village is called Olympic village. This village is called Olympic village. So Jesse went to Olympic village to meet with Lojlam and to thank him. I knew that if it had not been for him, I probably would not be jumping in the finals the following day. But for him, but for him is a grammatical concept. But for him means because of him. And it is completely connected to conditional clause. Okay, you must have known what is conditional clause, type 2 and type 3. So, but for is a grammatical term. If I start teaching but for means, I may not complete this class. So, I will definitely discuss in grammar class the use of but for. Okay, but for means a past event was discussed. A past event was discussed. Like conditional clause type 3. If COVID-19 had not been, the matric students could have appeared the examination. Okay, that means the case was over. The matriculation result came out. But we think if there had not been COVID-19, students could have attended matriculation examination. Okay, or matric examination. So, I knew that if it had not been for, means if he had not helped me, I could not have qualified. But for his help, I had qualified. Okay, so we sat in its quarters and talked for 2 hours. Just before one day, they were unknown. They were very stranger each other. Okay, just they knew by names, but not by persons. But today, they are sitting very closely. They talked for 2 hours. Within half an hour, one episode is over. Yes or no? Serial episode is over. They talked for 2 hours, not half an hour, not 1 hour. For 2 hours, they discussed it. They discussed about track and field. It is obvious that if one athlete meets another athlete, the first discussion will be about track and field. If one cricketer meets another cricketer, definitely the first discussion will be the field and the track and pitch and the ball and the wicket and etc. If two politicians meets by chance, they start talking about politics only. This is common. So both are athletes. So they discussed about track and field, how the tracks are, how the fields are, X field is good, Y field is not good. They discussed so and so on. And also they discussed ourselves, not myself, ourselves means themselves, about their personal matter. Jesuits, so how many brothers and sisters have you? How is your father? Where you exactly live? What is your extra profession? And he also asked the same. That is personal life. They are asked about their personal lives. Just imagine their closeness now. Now they have become very close each other. That's why they are asking about themselves. And also the world situation. As we know that it is the year 1936. It is the year 1936. The political situation of the world was very critical. Everywhere, only the terror and terror. Everywhere, only enmities. They also discussed the political situation. Definitely, Lojlam might have said, yes, our Hitler is a person, he is a dictatorship, I don't like his ideology. What will happen, I don't know. Our democracy government has gone. Okay, might Hitler attack other country? What will happen? Perhaps next world war will come or so and so. They discuss the world situation, means political things. And also a dozen other things. So what do you mean by a dozen other things? Means different things about the outside things, personal things. Okay, we sometimes use this term or phrase, a dozen of things. I have a dozen of books. Don't think that only 12 books. You are saying a dozen of things means many more things. Dozen here doesn't refer to only 12 but many more things. So they also discussed a dozen of things. So when I finally got off to leave, when Jesuits got off to leave that place, after talking 2 hours, we both knew that a real friendship had been formed. Both could realize that a real friendship had been created. Formed means created. A real friendship had been formed between them. That is something. Suppose you make friendship with a new person, you can realize also, okay, that this person is worthy to be my friend. Because you feel comfortable to share your emotion and feeling with him or her. So friendship is a thing or love is a thing that can be realized from both sides. So Jesuits as well as Lodge could realize that a real friendship had been formed unknowingly between them. Okay, so that 2 hours discussion made them more and more closer. Okay, so Lodge would go out to the fields the next day trying to beat me if he could. But I knew that he wanted me to do my best, even if that meant my winning. Just you remember the thing of Mahabharata. Karan and Arjun both knew that tomorrow they had to face each other. Both are equal. One might kill another, or another might kill next. But they didn't mind at all. They didn't mind at all because they were self-centered. They had lots of self-confidence. So now Jesuits thought something different. I have already told you, Jesuits is a little bit narrow-minded person. He believed in his own game. He loved his own country. But Lodge was a broad-minded person who believed in himself and also he believed in what? Cosmopolitan outlook. Okay, world brotherhood. That's why he didn't think about his own game, but he took that game as the part of his life. Okay, he just took the game as the part of his life, not took the game internally or heartily, just like Jesuits. So today, standing very close to Lodge, Jesuits was thinking, this man might beat me tomorrow. This man might defeat me tomorrow. But from his activities, from his statement, from his behavior, I cannot guess that this man is a fake person and this man doesn't want my winning. Perhaps this man wants my winning. Are you getting me this slide? Okay. So, but I knew that he wanted me to do my best. Means he wished all the best for my performance. Who is my opponent? That wishing person is my opponent. Okay. So even if that means my winning, if I own, Lodge might not mind at all. How could Jesuits think like that? Because of his activities, because of his confidence, because of his encouragement. Lodge's encouragement. Okay. As it turned out, Lodge broke his own past record. In doing so, he pushed me onto a peak performance. Okay, when the day came, Lodge started jumping, long jump started. First time, Lodge started jumping and he broke his past record. Perhaps he jumped 26 feet something. So he also qualified. Who qualified? Lance Armstrong qualified and also made a good record. He broke his own past record. Means just before he was jumping for 26 feet, and now he jumped more than 26 feet. Means he broke his past record. Who broke his past record? Lance Armstrong broke his past record. So after completion of his jump, he came to very closely to Jesse Owens and also pushed me onto a peak performance. So have you ever seen this type of picture in the world history? Actually, it is a rare picture. And in black and white camera it was captured. If you get time, you can search in your Google, okay, the match between Jesse Owens and Lance Armstrong. Black and white, you will get in black and white color. And the picture was really heart touching. Both were enemy, both were opponent, both were from enemy countries also. Both were also enemy races, black and white. Okay, color discrimination. But after jumping 26 feet more than that, Lance Armstrong came and pushed him for a peak performance. Brother, get ready for good jump. Okay, so he just pushed him onto the track and said for a best performance. I remember that at the instant I landed from my final jump, the one which set the world record, Olympic record of 26 feet 5 inches. Okay, 26 feet 5 inches. As we know, in first unit, he jumped at 26 feet 8 inches 1/4, which 26 feet 8 inches. He had set the world record in his university. But when real game started, he jumped at 26 feet 5. 26 feet 5, 1/4 means 5 inches. We just see the differentiate. It reduced to 3 inches. But still, it was a world record and he became the winner of Lance Armstrong in 1936 Olympic Games. Okay, so the jump was 26 feet 5 inches. But in his university career, he could jump this amount. Okay, this is the record. But here he said world record 26 feet 5 inches. Have you remembered? You have to remember all these things because all will come, okay, all will work out in your MCQ questions. Then what happened? Listen. He was at my side congratulating me. He was at my side congratulating me. So when I broke his record and also became the winner of Olympic Games, Lance Armstrong came to me and congratulated me. He congratulated me. It was a surprise thing. Okay, at this moment or at this situation, it is very critical thing to come to an enemy and to congratulate him or her after his or her success. But he didn't mind at all. He was a bindas person. He came and congratulated him. He didn't see anybody else. Though he was in Germany and German were there and the supporter of German were there and the supporter of Nazi were there, but he didn't mind at all. Okay, he came and congratulated him. Okay. Can you realize the situation? If I give you an example, you can realize the situation. Same thing what was said by me previously. India and Pakistan cricket match. Suppose India defeated, okay, from Pakistan, and the captain of India came stylishly and congratulated to the captain of Pakistan and also made fun with them, made a good laugh with them, can we tolerate? We cannot tolerate. Okay, and definitely we will get ready with stones and bottles because we are suffering because of you. We are feeling sad because of you, but now you are making fun with them. Wow, we are full. So it is very unbearable situation. But Loslam could do like that. He congratulated. Okay, he congratulated Jesse Owens. Despite the fact that Hitler glared at us from the stands, not 100 yards away. Power. Hitler was there. You know, here it is the, suppose it is the, okay, take off mode, and it is the gallery like that, and people are sitting here, people are standing and sitting outside, and Hitler was also standing very close to Jesse Owens and Loslam. Okay, Hitler was glaring at us. What do you mean by glare? Glare means stare angrily. Hitler got angry because his trump card was defeated by an American Negro. His master race player was defeated by an American Negro. His Aryan superiority theory was criticized by Negroes. So Hitler got angry and looked Loslam angrily. But Loslam didn't mind at all. Loslam didn't mind at all. Okay, you know what is yard? Yard means just a little bit less than a meter. Means 0.914 meter. Just a little bit. Less than a meter is called yard. 100 yards means not more far away. So it was not a fake smile with a broken heart, sort of grief either. Lodge shook my hand hard. After my winning, Lodge came to me and shook my hand. Means when Jesse Owens got victory, Loslam came to him and also shook firmly his hands. Shook firmly his hand. He didn't mind at all. And also gave him a beautiful smile. The smile was not a fake smile. The smile was not a smile from a broken heart. So what do you mean by a smile from a broken heart? Means some of the artists in opera, some of the artists in movie, they are smiling, but we cannot see what is going on inside here. We cannot read what suffering they are internally, but we see their smiling face. World Cup was going on. Suppose one league match is going on, and one country, is filed from the group. After the match, captains are shaking hands. The defeated captain just gave a smile. That smile is called smile from a broken heart. Internally pain, externally just giving a smile. But Jesse Owens was sure that the smile of Loslam was not a smile from a broken heart. It was a genuine smile. It was a real smile of a real friendship. You could melt down all the gold medals and cups I have, and they would not be a plating on the 24 karat friendship I felt for Loslam at that moment. I felt great for Loslam at that moment. If you melt all the gold medals I have, they will not be equal to 24 karat friendship. But my friendship is 24 karat friendship. It is more than gold. So my greatest Olympic prize is not my Loslam. My greatest Olympic prize is not my long jump, but my Loslam. That is my friendship. Okay, so which one is considered my greatest Olympic prize? The real friendship between Lodge Long is called his greatest Olympic prize. His greatest Olympic prize. So you could melt all the gold medals and cups I have, they would not be plating. See they would not be plating. So can you tell me what are the word they stand for here? What are the word they stand for here? They stand for gold medals. Okay, they stand for gold medals and cups. Okay, so I realized then too that Lodge was the epitome of what Pierre Coubertin, founder of the modern Olympic Games, must have had in mind when he said the important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering but fighting well. So he realized that Lodge Long was the best epitome. Lodge Long was the best or a perfect example of what the founder of modern Olympic Games said. Who is the founder of modern Olympic Games? Okay, P.D. Coubertin. He was the founder of modern Olympic Games. So what was his ideology? He always said, don't break your heart if you defeat in Olympic game. If you are not able to win any gold medals, don't break your heart because you are a winner. You are one a winner. Why? You have taken part in Olympic. That means you have already become a winner. Suppose one person is taking part in Olympic Games from India. That means he is first a winner of India. Then he is selected to take part in Olympic. That means suppose you are getting a chance to take part in Olympic means you are a winner. So don't think about the gold medal. Don't think about the achievement. Do your work and the result will definitely come to your hands. So see the last line again. The important thing in Olympic Games is not winning but taking part. Taking part means participating. Taking part means participating. The important thing is participating. If you have participated in Olympic Games means you have already become the winner. So what is the message of this topic? What is the learning point of this topic? The learning point of this topic is that the essential thing in life is not conquering but fighting well. It is a message to the reader. The important and essential thing in life is what? Struggling, fighting, doing hard work, doing our job, doing our duty, and we should not wait for the result. The result will definitely come. If we are working in a positive spirit, if we are working in a positive thought, definitely the result will come with a flying color. So we should not always think about victory. We should not think to become rich within a night. We have to work hard for this and the result will definitely come. So this is the message for you, and also you know how Lodge Long became the epitome of Coubertin's ideology. You know who is Coubertin? Coubertin is the founder of modern Olympic Games. So any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, I have already set my number. If you have any doubt, you can ask me at any moment. If I am free, definitely I will answer you. Or any difficult word, see, peak means best, formed means created, beat means defeat, plating means a thin coating. Normally we put a thin coating on any surface or any metal. Okay, epitome means a perfect example. Who is the epitome here? Lodge Long was the perfect example of Coubertin's ideology. Conquering means winning. Glare means stare angrily. Yard means just less. A meter. Okay. So thank you very much attending this class. If you have any doubt, raise your hand now. I am here to clarify your doubt. Okay.